Hey guys, what's up? This is your boy Rick here, back again with another video on the journey to £1,000,000 016. Um, you know, Small steps to £1,000,000. Something I've been learning and seeing is that for those people who built their fortunes through hard work, most of them did it through small steps to start with. Yes, those steps may have become exponential later on and created exponential results later on, but they started as small steps. Warren Buffett, the famed investor, is is renowned because he only reached fame and notoriety after the age of 60. Someone like Ray Kroc built his McDonald's fortune one franchise at a time. And so this is one thing I want to talk about small steps. It reminds me of a story of this guy in New York. He was literally a car park attendant. So he attended people's cars, minimum wage jobs in New York. The guy lived in the projects. But you know what? He, through befriending the stock traders and investors that were parking in his car park, he started to figure out and to understand what were the companies that were going places, and he invested for the long term. And over a period of about 30 years, he actually built millions and invested and built a portfolio of millions and millions of dollars, but it did it one small step at a time. So this is what I want to talk about today. Make sure if you're enjoying things like this in this video, these articles, make sure you like my page, make sure you register for notifications to get notifications when it starts, and let me know what you're thinking. Give me, throw me back some feedback. I love your feedback, guys. And I'm hoping you're having a great end of month right now. It's a certainty that a person can get to 1 million. That's the whole point of the series, Journey to £1,000,000. You simply need to know how to get there. Once you've got that goal, for the right reasons, and you're working with the round people, with the round team around you, you can become a million. You know, it then is a certainty that you can become a millionaire, or you can build a £1,000,000 business or a £1,000,000 charity, whatever it is that you want to build. This is the reason I started this series. And right now, 16 episodes in, I'm starting to feel confident that I've laid foundations. I've taken these episodes to lay foundations of where I'm coming from, the principles behind this whole thing, because I think without principles it will fail. Up until about episode 20, I'm going to do that, and after that, after episode 20, from episode 21 forward, I'm going to be really getting into the nitty-gritty of how to get to £1,000,000, how I'm doing it, because this is the whole point of the blog. It's me documenting what I'm doing, all the way from, looking deep in detail how to handle debt, saving and investing, all the way to crushing a poverty mindset. This is something I'll be doing. So I hope you join me, continue again, get notifications for this. So, back to this episode though, episode 16. It's the little things that can stop us. And this is why I talk about the small steps. Because just as there's small steps, there's small things that can stop you from getting to, a million, to achieving financial security, whatever your goal is. And, kind of like if you're in a boat and it's got very, very many holes and they're all filling with water, no matter how much you try and shovel out that water, you are still going to go down. And this is what happens with little aspects. If you don't handle little aspects of your financial, well-being, then, you're going to fail. So here's a couple of things that, what you can do to cover yourself. Now, this is not the point of this particular video, but these are things to definitely check out for. Number one, if you need to control your spending, number two, you need to avoid debt. You need to avoid debt like it's Ebola. You need to avoid debt like it's, a bad smell. Because trust me, I have gone through debt. There's quite a few blogs I've done about it. Debt will kill you and will cripple all your. It doesn't matter how much you make. If you have a mentality of debt, finish, finish. Number three is you got to save consistently. That another angle you've got to cover is to understand how to save consistently. And number four, you need to cover learning. You got to learn endlessly about how to grow your money, because once you've saved it, you don't just save it for the purpose of just giving it to the bank and letting the bank make money from you. No, no, no. You learn endlessly about different ways of growing your wealth. So anybody can make £1 million. That's what I'm trying to say. They just need to simply live within their means. And this is now coming down to us. You got to simply live within the means. Do you know the reason why most pop stars, musicians, footballers, end up either in debt or broke, even though they maybe were earning more than £1 million in 1 year? It's because they were more, or even, okay, closer to home. Do you know why it is that many winners of the lottery winners, end up broke or even dead within no time of winning their money? It's because they're much more thinking about the spending. They're much more concerned with spending the money rather than learning, how to master it. Because here's the reason you master money. You master money so that then you just start, when you master it, you see it as a tool. And then now when you get a bunch, you're not thinking straight away, oh, how do I spend it? Because that's a dictate of money. Remember, that's a dictate of money. Money always wants to leave your hand. But if you've mastered it, you're now looking at it as a tool. And let's say you do get a massive payout, you get a massive contract, you get a massive, you win the lottery, whatever happens, you get an inheritance. You're thinking, okay, this is a big inheritance, but it's not going to last me for the rest of my life. So how can I do it so that I make this money make more money for me over time and get me out of the rat race? That's how you think when you've mastered money. But many people don't. So, whatever you do for a living, you can become a millionaire. If you think like this, whatever you do for a living, you can become a millionaire. You don't have to be these big, earners of money. You could be a cleaner, you could be a shop assistant, you could just be a doctor, a nurse, you could be a businessman, you could be a stay-at-home mom even. You can be a millionaire if you start to think differently about money and master it instead of letting it master you. Someday I'm going to release just a detailed plan about how I used, money from a minimum wage job to create, a million. One day I'm going to actually release that, and that's going to be, because I don't know, maybe it's the way my brain works, but I love people who give us a practicality. Too many times we think people are overnight successes. We think people are overnight successes, but it doesn't work like that. It never works like that. If you really dig into it, you will see that Bill Gates, even though he looks all this, but he never took a day off. He never took a day off in his 20s. In Bill Gates' 20s, he never took a day off. He was just taking small steps towards building what Microsoft is today. So, how can it be done? I want to give you an example of how you can take some small steps just to spark your imagination a little bit. And I'll even work from that example later on. So let's say if you saved £10 a month, okay, £10 a month, right? And you invested it in a business enterprise that gives you, let's say, a 30% return every year. Here's what would happen. In 10 years, from £10 a month, in 10 years, you would have just under £6,000. That's 10 years. In 20 years, you would have about £87,000. That's 20 years, £87,000. But in 30 years, you would have £1.2 million. I want you to write it down. If you need to rewind the video quickly, do it and write it down. That's the power of compound interest, right? So this is what you could do with £10 a month. Now imagine what you could do with if you had. Now imagine how this scenario could be different if you were putting aside £50 a month. Imagine what you're doing if you had £250 per month. What would be happening? What would be happening? You know, it's possible then to do this, to build £1 million, £1 million, either personally or your business making £1 million. All you need to do is understand how these things does it. You see, it's possible to do this. All that you're lacking is the discipline to put away money every month and not touch it. That's what you're lacking. You're lacking that ability to really put money away and not even count it, not even look at it and say, okay, this money is just for investing in my future and nothing else. It's all you need is to get out of your comfort zone and find out the different other ways of making money. Things like getting to know how to build a business, getting to know about angel investing, about property investing, about trading, about buying and selling, about cryptocurrency, whatever it takes to grow your money, learning all these things, but we're lazy. See, I said, you'd need a business, for example. In that example, you need a business that's giving you 30% return. Now, most of you will be like, oh, but Rick, there's no bank that would give you 30% return. That's what shows your laziness. You only think about a bank. But I'm like that. I was like that. I would just think, oh, the only place you can keep your money is in a bank. I never knew about all the other different things. But now, one by one, I'm learning about these things. At the moment, I'm learning about how to build a business. And because one of the things you will find when you start getting educated is that actually, okay, yeah, let's say in the example you're saving £10 a month. Now that's just £120 in a year. Now, no self-respecting, successful business person will take £120 just like that. It'll just be, they won't take that to give you such massive returns. I think most people would be a minimum of £50,000 they would ask of you. So what do? You need to then find creative ways of finding other ways. So whether that's doing business yourself initially until you build to having a couple of lump sums that you can then put into people's businesses, whether you actually look at something informally, find someone around you who just has a talent and they're wanting to build a business. Because here's the secret. Here's a dirty secret, right? Once you have money, once you've saved your money, here's a dirty little secret. Every single business needs money to run. Every single business out there needs cash. They burn through cash like crazy. They need capital. They need money to get them going, to run themselves, to pay their employees. So there will always be people who want your money, who need your money. And so if you meet people of integrity and people who really understand the value of your money, they can say, oh, you know what? My business, if I do this business, I'm going to make a 200% profit. So I'm very willing to give you 50% return on your money if you give me this amount, over, the course of 2, 3, 4 years. This is what you need to learn and understand. You see, because at the moment, what you're missing is that courage to go and meet those people who have ideas and build relationships with them, find out how trustworthy they are, find out how good their business idea is, how solid it is, find out how to come to good, beneficial, mutually beneficial agreements with these people. Anyway, I don't want to get too much in it because the small steps can be done, guys. You can get to 1 million. You can get to 1 million. The only key in all this would be that you have to patiently focus and always be applying the principles that I have been talking about on this journey to 1 million. You don't have to be a business tycoon. You don't have to be a high-paid executive, or someone special to make £1 million. You can do it in small, disciplined steps. So thanks for watching. I really hope this helps you. Again, this is why I even love helping people who watch this and they say, oh, Rick, because I am besides building my own business, I am building relationships and looking at people and trying to find opportunities for me to invest my own money. Because, there's some people of you who have amazing ideas in all the different communities I'm in. There's some guys and girls who have amazing ideas, but maybe you're looking at capital, and I am looking to perhaps then have some people I can invest in. So it's a mutual thing. It's not just I'm building a community of people. Even though I give advice and all this to entrepreneurs, but I am looking for entrepreneurs that are then taking their businesses to the next level. Maybe they're trying to build their business from a one man operation to a small company, and they're needing some money invested. Obviously, I'm creating my money and I'm looking for places to invest it. So you got to think it differently. You've got to think, when you're on this journey, you've got to now get out of those old linear ways of thinking and start thinking it 2 3 steps ahead. So guys, thanks so much. I get really passionate about this. Looking forward to hearing from you. Again, make sure to like the page, make sure to like this video. I will talk to you later. Bye guys.